Oh, welcome to Detroit Table Talk. Hi, guys. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I was waiting for some kind of cue that was already there. Like, you live, girl. Yo, it's been such an amazing day. I just want you to know the Falcons won again today. It's the football team that, I assist and help coach. We won. We are 4-0 right now. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that. We're going to do a few housekeeping things. Um, do we have the casino thing up or no? Oh, do I have it? No, I don't have it. Okay, anywho, um, I want you guys to do me a favor if you can. I want you to go to YouTube and subscribe to Detroit Table Talk. I want to build up my YouTube channel if possible. And eventually I'll probably get a second phone or use my computer where I can kind of monitor both. But right now, I can only use one thing, my phone, to see who's on, who's commenting. But please, 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 it only take you a second to click on the link and subscribe to Detroit Table Talk. Now, let's go over. We still have just a few more things of housekeeping, and then we can get to our topic. You already know I have three books. Three. The first one is Covenant Relationships, Understanding What God Desires for Us. Let me say that again, because I think we are so far from what God desires from us. Covenant Relationships, Understanding What God Desires for Us. I made a mistake and left that book at home. But anywho, you can always go to www.detroittabletalk.com and go to the shop. Then I also have Life Happens. Life Happens, How God Sustained Me. This is a book that gets conversation started. Now there are certain things that's going on in this book that happened in my life, and I wrote it to use for group counseling. So you really want to get Life Happens because life happens to all of us. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a testimony. Everybody has a lesson that they have had to learn. So that's all this book is saying. Life happens. But also telling you how God sustained me through the different things that I've been through. And last but not least, I wrote a book on autism. And I want you guys to get this book. It's called Let's Be Friends. And it was illustrated by um, a young lady. But I'm telling you, the book is phenomenal. It has the bright colors. It teaches you about autism. And it's called Let's Be Friends for a particular reason. Children that are on the spectrum, they have a hard time making friends, especially in an educational setting. So it teaches first and secondary students how to make friends with children that are on a spectrum. Please get this, okay? Because what I'm learning is, as I am a educator, I'm learning that our children that is quote unquote classified as normal or general ed students don't really know how to interact with children that are on the spectrum. So please, by all means, get this book and bless a kindergarten teacher, a first grade teacher, I have blessed a couple of schools with this, and the teachers absolutely love it. And they're asking me to come and read it. But, this book is absolutely amazing for children so that they know what signs to look for, how to engage, and even when they don't get a response, how to return back to that individual to engage them. Okay? And let's not forget, I have some men's cologne oil. Yes, it's my own. Yes, I came up with the smells. Yes, I worked with somebody in the lab to get it done. No, nobody else did it for me. This is called Nice, NYCE. And every man that has smelt it says it is absolutely amazing. Rico, did I give you some oil? Okay, how did you like it? Rico's in the back skirt. Just yell it out, Rico. If you didn't like it, just say it. But I know he did because it's the bomb. It smells divine. Rico, did you like it? Did you like the smell? Did you like the concept? Huh? He said he loved it. Now, if you don't have it, I need you to get it. I need you to get in contact with me. It's only $10. It's $10. Okay? NYCE, nice. And listen, look. Wednesday, it's here. All the women that have been asking me about the women's, it's here. It's called Bella, and it smells. Oh my God, it smells so good. It smells so good. It's called Bella, ladies. This is for you, and it's also $10. So as you see, I have some product, and I want you to, patronize. I want you to, help a sister out. I'm trying to do all that I can do, as a small black owned business. But let's get to the topic. Let's get to the topic. I want to let me get my spot. You got what? Okay. Oh, well, let's go to that right now then. Oh, yeah, I've been messing up. Okay. I'm doing so much. I'm forgetting to send certain things to my engineer, and then he'd be looking at me like, no, you didn't send it. And I'd be wanting to hit send, but I don't know what happened. Anywho, now listen, we are having a casino trip. We are having a casino trip, and I need every last one of my friends to get on board because some of the proceeds will go towards scholarship for our seniors, 2026 seniors. So please, by all means, I want you to come and go to the casino with us. Listen, I don't play at the casino. I'm not a gambler, but somebody that I am in a covenant relationship with, one of my sorority sisters. She's her business is having this casino trip, and I am partnering with her so that some of the money that is raised will go towards scholarship for my seniors. Last year was the first year, I was able to do a scholarship for someone. What did we give them? I can't remember. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. That's five. Okay, 15. I think we gave him $1,200. I think it was $1,200. So she was able to get $1,200 this year. I kind of want to up it if possible. So not only will you sign it up to go to the casino, we need your money ASAP. We need you to deposit something, put some money on it. We want to do what we have to do to push our young people to get a higher education. Now, we're part of the solution, okay? We're not part of the problem. And I know most of my friends are, spiritual and stuff like that. Listen, listen, if you don't want to go to the casino, I understand. You can always send a cash donation, and just put in the memo section scholarship, okay? At $ Detroit Table Talk. That's Cash App. $Detroit Table Talk. Okay, let's get that out the way. I'm ready to talk about sexless relationships because I'm learning that too many of y'all not having sex in these relationships. But I'll explain myself in a second. I want to I want you to listen to this video. Let me make sure that it's up. so that you can hear me. I want you to listen to this video. Am I ready, Rico? Okay, listen, y'all.
The 36 years to get her to fuck me. And I'm just gonna keep it real. Let me cook for a second. Let me cook for a
Listen
second.
to this foolishness.
I haven't fucked her in 5 years. I don't want a divorce. She don't want a divorce. I pay all the bills. I take great care of her. I put her in a brand new fucking car every fucking year. You can ask Bambi and my son. But she won't give me no pussy.
I got a question, right? You're a boss, right?
Yes, big boss.
Big boss, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, won't you take that fucking boss behavior to your household? Like, you can't just be a boss
Come on.
in the work world and not let that come home. You pay all of the bills. You're a prisoner of comfortability. I don't want a divorce, but I want pussy. She won't give you pussy. Get her the fuck out of here.
Everything you named about the $3 million a year, about the cars, about her not working, I'm going to tell you something, brother. Man to man, I'm going to look you in your eyes. That make a woman pussy wet. That make a woman want to fuck you. But I need you to understand something. Her sex drive ain't high. If it ain't high in 5 years, she's either got a condition or she's fucking somebody else. That's 5 years. At some point, she wanted sex. It's been 5 years. She wanted sex at least once. She got it. She just didn't get it from you.
Man, this is the nothing but the truth live.
Take us off. Woo! All I can say is woo! It's so much to unpack there. It is so much to unpack there. Sexless relationships. Now, I really wanted to talk about sexless marriages, but I'm not married, you know, but I know too many people who are in marriages who ain't getting nothing, you know. And what's crazy to me is this. So many pastors and first ladies pray that married people will engage, will stay in the bed. That is a huge part of marriage. And they also, on the other hand, praying that single people get out of the bed. Okay? So this is like diabolical to me. Ain't no way in heaven or in hell that I am waiting to be married and you ain't giving me some? Oh no, brother. We got to find out what's happening here. Now, like the brother said in the video, either you getting it somewhere else or you having a medical issue, and we need to discuss what is really going on. So before we start, we want to know the definition, or we want to be as simplistic as we can when we talk about sexless relationships. Now, I'm just going to talk, but I'm going to give you my thought process on how I feel about it. So I'm just going to talk in general. So don't try to dig too deep to feel like, oh, that's Carmen's point of view. I'm going to tell you when it's my point of view, okay? So you don't have to wonder. But when we talk about a sexless relationship, it's when a couple have little or no sex. My engineer is not on camera, but I'm just going to be throwing stuff, you know, like, not for him to answer, but I just want to be like, Rico, that's diabolical. That's crazy. Like, some of y'all done waited, like myself, waiting to get married to re-engage in sex. And y'all married and ain't having sex? Nigga. We ain't going to sleep in the same bed. Something got to be going on. And guess what? We got to get to the bottom of this, because ain't no way I'm laying next to somebody with some biceps, some triceps, and he's smelling good, and he looking good, and he ain't giving me none. I don't know if y'all ever watch I Love Lucy, and Ricardo used to always say to her, you got some explaining to do. You're going to have some explaining to do, because that just does not make any sense to me. And yes, we understand there may be some medical issues. But for the sake right now, in the sentence that we're talking right now, let's just say it ain't no medical issues. It's two things happening. You getting it from somewhere else, or there's a medical issue. Now, if there's no medical issue, you getting it from somewhere else, or oh, maybe it's a third one, Rico. Maybe they're self-pleasing themselves. And if you're self-pleasing yourself, we need to find out why you're not allowing him or her to please you. That's crazy to me. Like, that's crazy. Now, if you have an understanding with your
I
partner,
ain't trying to cut you off, but it's not no man that's gonna please himself and then not want none from you because he pleasing himself.
he's still gonna want it.
Of course he would. That ain't gonna make sense. Women might do that with that rose and all that type of stuff. Ain't no man doing nothing like that.
Because he got to feel her. He got to listen. And she's smelling good and she looking good. And she got the body parts that attract him. Y'all living out here dangerously. That's just crazy to me. You know, now we do know that there are reasons why this will take place. You know, we know that there are stress issues. We know that there are health issues. You know, some of us are getting of age. We're not past the age, but we're getting of age. And then sometimes we just have some emotional problems. So those are some things that we have to consider when the other person is just not rolling over, you know, and doing what they do. Now, there was a long time ago, I heard a pastor say this, and I subscribe. I wholeheartedly subscribe. I feel like if you are married, and I'm going to emphasize what I'm talking about when I say what I'm saying. If you are married, I feel like it's your duty to give up the booty. Do we have hand claps? I just feel like I just said something there. And I don't want it to go over your head, okay? I feel like if you are married, it is your duty to give up the booty. I'm just going to be honest with you. Ain't no way you laying next to your husband and you got an attitude, or you laying next to your wife and you got an attitude. Now you're going to withhold from sex? Are you crazy? I think you're setting yourself up to be cheated on. And oh, I know, I hear it. You know, I hear it. Well, they should have self-discipline. Just like you saying they should have self-discipline, you should have a level of respect for the marriage that even though you make me mad, even though we are not seeing eye to eye, even though we have a difference of opinion, that you are not withholding sex, you know, as a manipulative, you know, tactic. Now, women, you do this a lot, okay? He don't give you what you want. He don't pay for what you want, you know, and then you withhold sex. You can play that dangerous game if you want to, because the person that, you know, that ain't withholding it may just twirl it a little bit better than you did. Now, listen. And then you be mad that he out, you know what I'm saying, that he's stepping out, or he, or he like, okay, you want to play them games? No problem. No, baby, you don't have to do nothing. It's okay. And then when he started getting ready, tell me, so I'm about to go hang with the boys. No, he going to Shaquisha. I don't even know a Shaquisha, but, you know, that's some ghetto stuff, you know, so I felt like it deserved a ghetto name. So I'm just saying that in a comical way, you know what I'm saying? But no, seriously speaking, you have to do the process of elimination. I think if you are in a marriage, it is your responsibility to have open and candid conversations with your mate. Like, hey, what's going on? You know, is it something that I'm not doing that you need? Or if it's something that I'm doing that you need me to stop? If it's something that, you know, you're stressed out about, how can I relieve that stress? How can I be a solution to your problem? You know, if you have an emotional issues, hey, babe, do we need to go see a counselor? Do I need to sign you up to talk to somebody? And men, and I'm just going to speak from a woman's position. I don't think I've ever been in this position, but I know a lot of women who have. Now, because women, we are the individuals that take care of our household, you got to know that if the woman is tending to the children, she's cooking, she's cleaning, she's going out to work, you know, she's trying to make sure the children are bathed, she's helping with the homework, she's putting them to bed, she's dealing with sick children, she's dealing with issues at work, she's dealing with her friends, she's dealing with the church. Listen, that is a lot. That is a lot. And I understand that can be a huge part in a woman not feeling like she's as attractive or she's just exhausted. She's tired. And if you see your mate running around like a chicken with her head cut off, you got to step in and relieve her. You got to get home early. Start cooking. Start vacuuming. Take the trash out. Um, Run the bath water. If you're noticing that her libido, do women have libido? Yes. I don't know, but I don't know. But if you notice that her sex drive is not like it used to, it's time to start tagging in. Hey, babe, you know, do you need me to help out? She shouldn't even have to ask you. You live in the same household that she live in. You know those things got to get done. And I know some of you men are chauvinist pigs. Okay, I'm sorry. I know some of you men are chauvinists. And you feel like a woman should be able to do this. Ladies, let me talk to you. See, let me talk to you. A lot of times men see us how they see their mother. And I know this is the worst time to compare the two, especially when you're talking about sex. But what I'm saying, the outer purpose, a man sees a woman as he's seen his mother. If his mother was that superwoman, if his mother got everything done and dad was able to go to work, come home, food was on the table, his bath was ready, his slippers was ready, he sat in his lounge chair, and he told his son or his daughter or, his son, boy, come here, hand me that remote. So daddy didn't do a lot. I saw that when I was young. Daddy didn't do a lot, because daddy got taken care of. He got catered to. Men, just because your mama did it, please don't put your wife in that position to feel like she has to be some kind of superhero. That is unfair. Just because your mama worked herself to, I don't want to say to death, but it is to a certain level of death. You know what I'm saying? Her spirit probably was broken. Her body was broken. She probably was mentally beat down. Don't do that to the woman that you love. Don't do that to the woman that you love. If you guys got to sit down and work out some stuff, hey, babe, I'm real good with washing the clothes. And he said, you know what? I'm good with folding. Or, hey, babe, do you want me to come in and help you prepare dinner? Or, babe, do you want me to prepare dinner on Tuesdays and Thursdays and you get it maybe Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then Saturday and Sunday, like my mama used to say, was F you days, meaning that you were on your own? Not really on your own, because although my mama didn't cook on Saturdays and Sundays, in her later years, um, they went out to dinner and she brought in food. So my daddy didn't never go hungry or whatever. So I grew up watching my mom cater to my dad. I grew up watching my mom cook every day for my dad. Now, when she was out working as many hours, if not more than my dad, if she was tired, she would stop off and get something, you know, or my dad will call, he always called my mom by his last name. O'Neill, what you want to eat tonight? So they work together as a team. They work together as a team. So at the end of the night, my mother wasn't exhausted and she can perform how he needed her to perform, or he can perform how she needed him to perform at night in the bed. But you can't expect your woman to be this superwoman and then, now you're saying she ain't this type of woman, she ain't that type of woman. Negro, please. Y'all break women down and then you mad because she's not what you need her to be. You have to get in. You have to step in. You have to help her. So you want to do the process of elimination. You want to make sure that it's not stress related. You want to make sure that she or he is not having health issues. You want to make sure that you're having open conversations constantly, that when you get older, your body changes. Your sex level change. As 20-year-olds, shoot, we was like jackrabbits. We can go anytime, any place, you know what I'm saying, anywhere for how long. And when you get older, you looking at him like, bruh, We not finna be up in here for no hour. Now, like Bernie Mac said, you better get yours before I get mine. No, I'm not advocating that. I'm not. But what I'm saying is, people bodies change, and they level of, wanting to have sex change. So you just want to constantly check in with each other. But you also want to understand that people have emotional problems. They have emotional issues. When they're dealing with all that stuff, and I know because I'm a woman, when you're dealing with in your mind not being able to shut it off because you're thinking about, he want to get busy, but you're thinking about those dishes that's in the sink. He want to get busy, but you thinking about, oh man, I think tomorrow we were supposed to have cupcakes for the kids. Oh man, I didn't pay that bill. Oh man, I got 2 loads of laundry. That's a lot. And then you wonder why she can't freely give herself to you. Because she having emotional issues. She's battling with, enjoying you and feeling like she has to put a check in all the boxes. But brothers and sisters now, because, it could be on both sides. If you check some of that stuff off, then baby, at the end of the night, she would be ready to swing off the chandelier for you. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. So communication is so important in the beginning of a relationship and throughout the relationship. You want to make sure that talking openly, will help you understand how each other feel and the needs that each other have. Brother and sister, if you're not getting it enough, you have to communicate that. Don't take your raggedy, dusty tail out and, be looking at somebody. Tell your wife, tell your husband, hey, I need you more. And then men, okay, I ain't going to go off on no tangent. I want to keep it balanced.
Communication is always key, but at the same time, if you're in a relationship with somebody or a marriage, and if you go years,
Mm-hmm.
even months, a couple of weeks,
Weeks.
especially years, then they don't really like you for real.
Okay?
It's something more than
Okay.
that. Y'all could have been undisgusted or something, but if you go years, something just ain't right, period, in that situation. Now, if somebody got a medical condition, that's something that you should be aware of, if you living with somebody or married. But if we together in this years, like he was saying, he paying all the bills and doing this and doing that, and she ain't giving them none, then that's crazy. This is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, that's off the chain to me. Now, I was reading one of the comments. Rhea, hi everybody that's that's tuning in. Rhea said that she's catching us live finally. Hi, sis. Listen, she said, Carmen, we all say that until life happens. Intimacy is more than sex, and sometimes you just don't feel attractive or vice versa. Listen, baby, let me tell you something. If a man chose you, speaking from a woman, if a man chose you, you are attractive. He don't care if your hair done, if it's not done. I know you may not feel attractive, but a lot of times I think for women, and I want to be more verbal about this, or vocal about this. A lot of times women introduce issues into the relationship and they cause a man to see them differently than how he sees you. I'm saying that to say a lot of times we have to deal with our issues. We have to deal with our emotional issues. We walking around, my hair wasn't done. And I said it for the last couple of days. My dang on hairstylist got to get back in town. Now, she went on vacation, and I'm putting undue pressure on her. She need to get back in town because I'm walking around here looking like a ragamuffin. I don't even know what that is, but my mama used to say it when I was younger. And because my hair wasn't done, I saw myself in a certain manner. And I'm saying that to say a lot of times when we don't feel good about ourselves, we put that off on him. Our hair not done. And you constantly saying it to him. My hair not done. I don't look good. My hair not done. And it's not until you introduce it, then he be like, oh, dang, her hair ain't done. She done. You know what I'm saying? We do that. We have to take accountability for that. We asked that man 50 million times. That man chose you. He chose you. In your imperfection, he chose you. So a lot of times we walking around oh, I done gained all this weight. Oh, is my stomach big? Is my butt getting too big? You know, and a man don't care nothing about that. A man don't care that your bra and your panties is not matching. I promise you. This is in the back in the day. Not back in the day, too back in the day, but it's back in the day. You know, my boyfriend was over at the time or whatever, and you know, I had just gotten out the shower and I was walking around butt naked. You know, I wanted to say, ooh, am I getting too big? But something like, girl, please. Now he done already had this. He's still there. So I'm walking around naked and stuff like that. And you know how ladies, you can feel when a man is watching you. He was watching me. He said, you know what? Now he watching the game, but I'm walking in front of him like I don't even see him, butt naked, you know, carrying a clothes a basket. So he said, you know what? He said, I love that about you. You know, and I was like, what? You know, what you love about me? He said, I love that you're able to be free and walk around how you are, that you love yourself. He said, you know how many women would have probably asked me a million times how I look? You know, is my butt too big? Am I, you know, this? And do you still find me attractive and this and that? He said, and this is when I changed my thought process. It's all in the mind. He said, a lot of times we don't even see that stuff until you guys introduce that stuff to us. He said, we already think you beautiful. We already, you know, look at you like you the most beautiful person ever. He said, we don't care nothing about your panties and bras because that's coming off. He said, it's not until you talk about, oh, that's Mitch Mac, that he'd be like, dang, yeah, you could have matched it. So we have to deal with those insecurities. Don't put that off on him. I wouldn't lie to you. Walk with confidence. Walk knowing that you're the baddest thing ever. Okay? It exudes a different kind of energy. That's all I'm saying.
A lot of times, if a man is really into you, he's gonna make you feel sexy. He's gonna make you feel appreciated. Now, and it could be the same thing for women too. Now, if y'all having some certain type of issues or certain things in your relationship, then a person starts to notice things sometimes. Start to look at you in a different way. So it all depends on how you treat them as well. If you're not treating the man right, or vice versa, the man not treating the woman right, then you start to see different things, and you start to feel like, man, I could do better. You get to looking at them certain ways, they actions, you get to peeping and pointing, you know, paying attention to everything at that point. But if you really into that person, and y'all really got good chemistry like that, then you're going to do what you can to make that person feel beautiful and all that and desire.
And start touching each other more. You know, even if she's in the kitchen cooking, just come put your hand on her back, you know, and just give her a kiss. You know, even if you ain't trying to help her in the kitchen, Negro. No, I'm just playing. I just went off. I'm sorry. But even if you're not trying to help her, give her a kiss and be like, hey, babe, you know, and then walk out. You come on, ladies and men. Y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all know how to make her or make him feel good. You know, one of the comments Rhea says it's important to be an asset and not a liability. When entering relationships and when you have different obligations, sometimes catering to a man or a woman is not the priority, and it should be when you are in a relationship so stay single. Listen, let me tell you something that is so on point. At no time should you ever be in a relationship with each other and you are not trying to, this is my belief, and I'm telling you it will help you. You're not trying to outdo the other person. Every day that you wake up, you should be asking God and you should be asking him, because I'm into men, okay? I should be asking him, hey, babe, what can I do to make your life easier today? We make stuff difficult. I think society has made us make relationships difficult. You know, we should not necessarily be in a competition, but we should be in a competition with trying to outdo the next person. You know, trying to make sure that we are so secure and we are We feel respected, we feel honored, we feel appreciated, and we feel like we are each other's priority. Even over those, dusty children that we got, okay? Ladies, stop putting these children over your man. Okay? Because them jokers get grown, or they get old enough where they get a girlfriend or boyfriend, and they don't think nothing else about you. Okay? They will put they friends over you in a minute, and now you and your husband and your wife, y'all arguing, and them kids are going off to the movies, and they out eating dinner with and they enjoying life, and y'all looking at each other across the room mad at each other, or you battling in your mind like, that nigga getting on my nerves, don't he got something to do? Oh, if he keep chewing like that, I'm telling you, I'm gonna throw something over there. That's because y'all don't let them dusty kids get y'all into arguing and stuff like that. But we also want to make sure both parties that our physical health is intact. Because physical health matters. We want to make sure that if we have medical issues, that we address those medical issues. You address them, and the opposite person should be right there with them, helping them address those issues. Now, I'm gonna have to say this. Well, before I say that, make sure that if you need medication, you get the medication that you need to get you to the place that you need to be. But we also know that medication also affect, why you can't have sex. So that's a good springboard off to what I was about to say. Men, if you are having ED issues, it is extremely important that you say that to that woman, because you don't also want her to feel like you're not attracted to her. You don't want her to feel like it's something that she's doing, it's something that she's not doing that's causing you to want her. So it's important that you say to her, hey, babe, I'm not sure what's going on, but, I'm not, reaching a point where, I should be. And there is absolutely nothing that you should not be able to talk about if you're in a relationship with somebody. It is absolutely nothing. I have been in a relationship with people before, and I have seen a fine man across the room, and I'd be like, ooh, he fine. Why am I had it? God gave me eyes. If a girl walk past my husband, now I don't expect him to be disrespectful, because then that's we're going to have an issue. But he got eyes. He see that lady walking past him with a big booty, half of her breast out. I'm not finna be cracking him upside his head, telling him, you better put your head down. Come on now. We got to get mature in certain things or whatever. I've had him say, you like that, don't you? I'd be like, he is kind of fine, But then I clean it up, but baby, ain't nobody finer than you. He'd be like, stop lying. But no, I make him feel good, again. But it is important that you have these conversations. It should be nothing, absolutely nothing, that you can't talk about in a relationship. And people having ED issues, or people just not feeling like they are at a place where they can relax enough. I'm talking about women, where you can reach a climax. You have to talk about these issues, because if not, your partner think that they are satisfying you when in reality they're not. So if I know for certainty that people that are on high blood pressure, men, that can affect them being able to have an erection, and them having diabetes is another issue that can come about with you not being able to have an erection. You have to discuss these issues, because now there's a lot of natural things that you can take that will remedy that. Okay, y'all better use a aloe vera plant. Okay, I'm just saying. So, emotional issues. We have to have an emotional connection. And it's not always about sex. Sometimes you just need to lay in each other's arms, and have discussions. Sometimes you need to cry in your person, arms so they can make you feel safe and secure. Sometimes you have to, tell them, you know what, you getting on my dang on nerves this week. Now, I did not say nothing 4 times now. Now, I reached my point. You have to have those conversations. Don't walk around the house mad at each other and you haven't told that person why you're upset with them. And now they trying to be intimate with you because they think everything good and you got attitude and you like, yeah, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. Now, you only got it a couple of times to tell me you don't feel like it. Then you don't have to feel like it. No, I'm not advocating cheating, okay? I'm not advocating cheating at all. But what I am advocating is that you build up emotional connections with each other. You have to build up trust and you have to make sure that, build up trust and closeness and, which can improve the intimacy between the two of you. If you trust that person, if you feel close to that person, man, that makes you want to be intimate.
I think a lot of times though, when it comes to all aspects of relationships, nowadays it's like people make relationships harder than they have to be.
Mm-hmm.
No matter if it comes to sex or getting along or whatever, especially when it comes to sex, you have to do things to keep that spice in a relationship. Because some people, if that chemistry is not there and it's not felt like that,
Mm-hmm.
it's like you're not going to even get that sexually aroused for that person. So somebody might not get as hard, but it's because they don't like you like that. But when they with somebody else and it's new or something, it's exciting, is different. So it all depends on what they got going on in their life. And then some people out here probably messing themselves up, stopping at the gas station, getting all these honey packs and all this other stuff that they don't even need. So it's kind of crazy out here when you're dealing with that.
I think that when we talk about emotional connection and stuff like that, I think once you build that emotional connection up, you build that trust and that closeness up, I think that that will help in times that maybe you're not really feeling each other and liking each other. That does not give the opposite person a pass to go and you know what I'm saying, and entertain, someone else. That means that you have some work to do. That means there's some conversations that must be, had. I don't think that I was with a guy before and he had an ED issue or whatever. And of course, he just wanted to keep trying to go, keep trying to go. And, and although looking back, it wasn't the right time to say, hey, you okay? You good? That's not the time to ask him like, hey, bro, you good? Because I know I was fire. No, but no, but just saying you good. No, I think that he already knew he had those issues prior to, and he didn't communicate those issues. And when the conversation was had, maybe a few days later, I think he was embarrassed. But my thing is, you're not too embarrassed to be intimate with somebody, but you're too embarrassed to say, hey, I'm having an issue, I'm gonna go get it checked out, I just think that communication will solve a lot of stuff. Communication will solve a lot of stuff. Because if you holding stuff in and you building stuff up, when it's time to get intimate, your mind is already telling you, I don't even like this person. Her body may be like, oh, this is my wife. I really like her. I love my wife. You know what I'm saying? But because you have kept all that stuff inside, now you can't even perform for the person that you are in love with, the person that you love, the person that you said I do to. So I think that I'm not going to say it enough. Communication is huge.
See, that's another thing though. It's like what you just said. You said the person that you say I do. Some people get married and they be like to me, I need balance.
Okay.
So it's like I could have been married. I've dated people who would have made the perfect wife.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have that physical chemistry and you just marry them, like some people feel it's for the right reasons, for stability and y'all can build and stuff. That's what you want, but you still have to have that balance. You can't just marry somebody because the sex is good, but y'all don't match on other levels. But if y'all match on other levels, but y'all sexual chemistry is not there, I still wouldn't marry that person because it's going to end up being some conflict at some point or whatever. Some people feel like
So when you said sexual chemistry, meaning I look at you and I have all kind of thoughts.
you have to have, like, when you got chemistry with somebody, it's in the way that you touch and it's the way when you feel about that person and when y'all together. Like some people might be the perfect person, like they cook, they this, they that, they take care of the house. So some people may get married for those reasons. And they be
And
like,
there's nothing wrong with that.
and they be like, well, we could learn the physical, you could teach them. No,
Absolutely
you
can.
can't teach every.
You
It depends on
absolutely
the
can.
person. I don't feel that you can because, and I'm speaking from experience, but everybody's different.
Mhm.
I know when I get with a person and we have that chemistry that's just there like that, it's something that's deeper than just we can make money together or this, that, and other, or to feel safe. I wouldn't get married for that reason. I can't judge anyone else, but especially from a man's point of view. From a woman's point of view, it might be a little bit different because she ain't got to get hard. You know what I'm
But
saying?
she has to get wet.
Yeah. But and still,
Ain't
like,
nobody letting you try to shove that thing up in them and they're
yeah,
not
but
wet.
they got all different type of lubrications and different stuff. But that's in her mind that she feels like
But why should I have to put something down
she
there
should.
when I should be able to get
But I'm
wet
not
with
put
just
like this.
talking
This
to
is what
you?
I'm saying. I'm only speaking from a man's point of view. I'm not a woman.
Yeah,
So I'm saying from a man's point of view.
yeah.
Some men do get married. Like some guys come home from prison, they just want to change their life.
Yeah.
So they might get married because they feel like this is safe. This is a good woman, this, that, and other. I've been in relationships like that before, but I'm steady know it's something that's missing. So that's the reason why I wouldn't just marry for those reasons, not just to feel safe or whatever. I need a balance. I need a total package. So I don't have to look.
You
I
never
want
get
a
a total
one-stop shop.
package.
I believe you can.
I don't think you will ever get a
I
total
believe
package.
you can.
I think until the day that you die, you guys will continually grow and change and balance each other out. I think that because we have experienced life, get the book. Because we have experienced life, I think that life and society has brought about some stuff to the table that has changed the way that God would have wanted us to see each other. I think when you have been with so many different people, and whether that's two, whether that's five, I can count on two hands. I'm 50, what, 2 or 3? I can count on two hands my whole life, and I not use both hands. And that doesn't make me better than anybody. That just means that I was a little bit more cautious. Not that I couldn't get it, because okay, man. But what I'm saying is, when we open ourselves up, let me use this analogy if I can. When I bought a house many, many years ago, I knew in my mind what I wanted in that house. Oh, I wanted this, and I wanted the bathroom to look like this. I wanted the kitchen to look like this. It had to have a basement. I wanted to fix it up where my sons can go down there and play their video games. They can have their friends over. So as I'm working with my realtor, I went to this house. Oh, this house had the bathroom that I wanted, but then it didn't have the other stuff. I went to the other house and it had the basement, but it didn't have the kitchen. I went to the other house. It didn't have the walk-in closet. It had like a whole thing. So what I'm saying, I was going to a different house. And in my mind, because I kept seeing more and more, I wanted more and more. Now, I'm saying that to say this. It got to the point where my realtor said, okay, Carmen, we're going to have to cut this down. Pick 5 houses that we've already seen, because you didn't seen about 40 houses. Pick 5 out of those houses. And then in your mind, imagine that, okay, this house may have 2 or 3 of the 5 things that you want. You can go in and make those changes. Or some of the stuff that you want, we can see if the seller will upgrade before you sign on a dotted line. That helped me out a lot. because the more I saw and the more I seen in different houses, the more I wanted in my house. Unless I was getting my house built from the ground up, there was no way I was going to get every single thing exactly how I wanted
Let me
it.
ask you a
So
question.
wait,
though.
wait, a minute, wait a minute. So I think that when we talk about relationships, because we open up our appetite to so many different people before we come into an alignment with what God has for us, we look at each other like, yeah, she don't got this, or he don't got that, he don't got that, based off of what our past. If we start in, from the foundation and saying, okay, God, I did it my way. Now I want to do it your way. And the different things that I want or whatever, if it's not that, Lord, develop it in my wife. Make her the wife that I want her to be. And if we stick around and we work with a person, because technically, see, y'all ain't ready for this conversation. Technically, when you get married to a woman, it's up to the man to build that wife. It's up to the man to get that woman to be what he needs for him to do the assignment that God has on his life. So if she's not as caring, that's on you, bruh. If she's not as sexual, that's on you, bruh. We're not ready for that. We want, look at my engineer laughing, but I'm just being honest with you. God made you the builder.
What I'm saying is maybe you just don't understand exactly what I'm saying.
Say it to me then.
But it's like, have you ever met somebody who you just desired? You just like the chemistry y'all had. It was just like when y'all together on a physical level, it don't even feel like nobody else exists in the world but you and that person. So if you have had that feeling before, and then you have also in another situation, you might have had somebody who mentally they stimulated you and y'all can build and accomplish stuff. You can find that all of that in one person. I'm not saying everything about the person is perfect, but what I'm saying is if we don't have that physical chemistry like that, and I understand what you're saying because it goes back to the Bible about far as when they ate the fruit or whatever, and it's the tree of knowledge because now you see the good and the evil. So when you have been with other people in your life, then you have something to judge. Oh,
Compare
she
it.
ain't really
Yep.
that. So
Mhm.
I'm speaking on a deeper level, not just the far as the physical aspect of sex. I'm talking about when you feel that bond and that chemistry with somebody that's just so deep. I know for a fact that it exists. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm just saying, everything I'm speaking about, I'm speaking from experience.
Yeah.
I did 12 years in prison. I came home. I tried to be with somebody for a minute because I knew them from when we were children, knew them my whole life. End up having a child
Share the
by her
broadcast.
or whatever. But it's like once I trying that, be like, well, I'm looking at it like it just wasn't right for me. So it's like I wouldn't get married in that situation knowing just because I feel it's safe. That's not no good reason, at least for me. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
Because I know if I'm still desiring other things, the same thing that you said, far as to each his own though, it's like if I'm with that woman, not to say if I see a woman walk past as attractive or something, I may notice it.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
me and this woman our bond is so tight like that, I'm not gonna even
It's
really
not
be
a lustful thing.
thinking
You
about
just
other
noticed
women
it.
like that. I might notice somebody who's attractive
Yeah.
or something like that. And if she wants to joke, we can joke about it. But my respect for her would be so deep
Absolutely.
that I would never be like, oh, damn, old girl got a fat ass, unless that's how we play
Absolutely.
or whatever. But I do know for a fact, though, that you can find it in that one person. But as you said, it may be certain hurdles that you may have to deal with.
Yeah.
They may have insecurities. They may have been hurt before.
Mhm.
So I understand that. So I'm not saying everything is just going to be so easy, but at the same time, you have to
But
cater.
men
You
make
have to
it.
maintain. You have
Men
to
make women
maintenance.
feel like they're, and I'm just going to speak from a woman's point of view. A lot of women have had to deal with trauma in their life on whatever level it is. It could have been a trauma of you having to raise that kid on your own. It could have been a trauma of you being sexually assaulted. It could have been a trauma of you experiencing DV. It could have been a trauma of you growing up in a household where you didn't feel like you were seen. It could have been a trauma of, you watching your daddy, beat on your mother or degrade your mother. women come into relationships with so much. And because a lot of times we are not in our assigned relationships, meaning what God desired for us, we now encounter more trauma in those relationships. And I'm not saying no relationship is perfect. There are going to be times where you guys have to experience different hurdles, you know what I'm saying? Especially as you start aging. One or the other may, have health issues. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be different things. But what I am saying is a lot of times we will walk out the door because we have been preconditioned to walk out the door. I spoke to my sons when they were younger. We're not going to have all these different girlfriends. I think it happened like once or twice. Oh, this is my girlfriend. And then 2 weeks later, oh, this is my girlfriend. Oh, the devil is a lie. We're not doing that. No, we're not doing that. I don't care what you've seen other people, and I'm not going to say who, but I don't care what you've seen other people do. You're not going to start this, planting these seeds. Every time something don't go your way, now you out that relationship and now you in another relationship. Because eventually those seeds have to grow. And then when we get grown and we think we mature, we think we want to get married, the first sight of something going on or something that's not smooth, what we want to do, run for the door. And we don't realize those seeds that was planted in us by jumping from relationship to relationship, eventually have to grow. So now that we got a wife or we got a husband, instead of sitting there and working stuff out, you, in your mind, you making your exit strategy. Why? Because she doesn't cook 7 days a week. Why? Because he's not at a place where he pays all the bills yet, that you have to contribute. We do some of the craziest stuff in relationship. I see it. So I feel like I took myself out the relationship game many years ago because I saw myself in areas that I needed to heal. I saw myself in situations where I was like, girl, you driving that man crazy. Not that he ever said it, but I was driving myself crazy. So I knew it probably was irritating him. I took myself out of the relationship game because I wanted to make sure that I was clear and free when my husband came, that I wasn't bringing extra baggage, But, and I don't think a lot of times we stop and think that culturally as well as society or societal views play a big part in how we see ourselves and relationships. Um, our culture, and I don't mean the black culture. I'm just talking about the culture in which we put ourselves in. It could be culturally inside of our household. It can be the black race. It can be the friends that we keep around us. It influence, how we see, how we look at sex. We sit around, we listening to our girls. I was listening to some of my girls, this weekend. One was like, hey, and I don't judge nobody. Listen, who is me to judge? Listen, live your life how you feel. I'm gonna tell you what's right, but that's between you and God. Live your life how you want to live it. And she was telling me, hey, this and that and that and other. He came over. They did. I forgot what they call it now. I gotta ask them, this week. But it's something about a 1-2. Came over to do a 1-2. You heard that before, Rico?
A what?
A 1-2. I don't know. I guess that's coming over to get some and whatever. But they went 3 rounds.
Night thing or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. They come up with some crazy stuff. But they
nightcap.
Yeah, they came up and they got their little thing going on, and she was talking about another man and this and that, and I'm like, hey babe, at some point you got to slow down.
See, this is the thing
You got to slow down.
nowadays.
This is crazy.
Nowadays, a lot of times people know what they want.
Mm-hmm.
They're still searching for it, and they just not settling down. They may deal with you
Yeah.
because they like you and they still want to have sex, but they know a lot of times they know if you're wife potential in their mind or not.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And sometimes they still a deal with you, and then if they feel you getting too close, then they'll back up. And some of the men out
That's
here,
because they haven't done with their unhealed trauma.
Yeah, some of the men and some of the women out here who people look at like that woman, she ain't about nothing, or that man ain't about nothing. They might like they to somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
they may be the perfect person.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times they know that you're not that person. But
So
y'all
why-
dealing with each other.
So why keep dealing with the person?
I just said that a lot of people are dealing with them because of sex and different stuff like that. Some people, this might have been somebody. That's why a lot of people still might mess with an ex or something like that because they feel that part is safe, because
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But they still know that they don't fully want to really be with that person.
But that person being safe is a clear indication that you are totally unhealed.
Some are not healed, but you have some people. Like, say, for example, say if somebody's working on far as building a company, a business, or anything. Some people are so focused on building their company, their business, that they're not trying to really start no new relationship unless they're building a business with that new relationship, because they're so focused on their work. But they know this is somebody who we got a sexual relationship or whatever, chemistry and stuff is there. But it's like, as soon as they find a person who they really want to be with or get themselves established in life, that's how some people end up getting left behind. It happens every day.
Ladies, gentlemen, let me just say this to you.
Men and women do it.
Cut it out. Listen. So I never said my position. But if you were listening closely, I told you my position. I continue to reference husband and wife because for me, I feel like we have done it long enough. We have done it our way, and it's not working. It's tearing our families apart. So I do not believe in unmarried sex. Now, has it happened? Absolutely. I got 2 kids. Has it happened after I had 2 kids? Absolutely. Has it happened since I said the Lord Jesus Christ is my savior? Absolutely. So I'm human. But what I'm saying is, for us to continue perpetuating, a sinful nature is just not wise, because you never come to the place where you're totally healed for God to send you the person that's for you. And if the person shows up while you unhealed, you guys are going to have some issues within the marriage, because you haven't yet dealt with some things that has mentally put a stain in your, in your mental, capacity. So my stance is, if you're single, just enjoy life. Just enjoy life. I would not continue to introduce sex into a situation that you don't have a ring on. The Bible says that what the Bible says. I forgot. It just went out that quick. Something came up. No, but the Bible talks about that the man obtains favor, by his wife. It never says that a man has favor in his life because of a relationship or a girlfriend or anything like that. No man can say before he got married that the favor that's on his life has not went up 100% when he decided to make the right decision. Thank you for calling Detroit Table Talk.
Carmen, it's Rhea.
Yo!
Child, I'm here cleaning up, trying to listen to you, listen to this baby. Look here. Whew. We just got to be on the show together because I got too much. I'm in there in the comments. I was like, she ain't reading when I need her to read.
I'm trying to look and I'm sorry. I was hoping you called
But
and
no,
just said
good
it.
show. Great topic. No, we agree and disagree in different areas.
Okay.
I'm all for not doing the premarital thing. Of course, have I done it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I feel you on that. It's just, it sounds good, but is it really reality?
Absolutely.
And that it's not.
I'm reality.
You know what I want to do? I want to do a show.
I'm reality.
I want to do a show with couples that did not have
Wait,
sex
don't
before
pass
they
that
got
up.
married.
Don't pass that up. I'm reality. I haven't had sex in years, and it's by choice.
Carmen,
Yes,
listen
I
to
haven't
what I'm saying.
played. I haven't did nothing. I haven't done nothing.
But you're not married yet.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about being where it resonates with people. And that's not me judging you. You know, I'm kicking it with you because you're my girl. We kick it like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, I want to do a show.
Mhm.
We get to that point where we're like, okay, we've done it our way, and yes, we want to do it the Lord's way. But it's no guarantee either way. I'm not saying go ahead and just have sex. I'm not saying that. I'm saying relationships are more than just about sex.
Yes.
So the intimacy on all levels has to be there for you to even move to the next step. So I get what you're saying. But the whole premise of a man, it's just too much. Read the comments, child. I don't even remember half the stuff I said. I just know I was like, wait a minute, Carmen. Yes, she said it did. I was like, wait, no, we ain't doing that.
I think
But-
that because we have experienced life, we have gone so far from the origin of what
Yeah.
God, wanted for us. It was never meant for me to experience 2 or 3 different men. It was meant for me to experience my husband and to bear
hmm
children from that relationship, and for us
Yep.
to build up the kingdom of God. We have gotten so far from that, and our families have suffered. Our communities
Yeah.
have suffered. So can it be done? Absolutely. I think that the hesitation comes in because we have introduced other things into our life, and society just makes it like it's just easier to have 2 or 3 different,
Yeah. And I want to see it.
build a
Um,
man.
Like I say, I talk about my nephew and his wife all the time.
Mhm.
That they refrain from having sex until they got married. We have to see it.
Mhm.
And what I've been telling people, what I've been experiencing and trying to get this show together
Mhm.
on different things that I'm doing is that happily married couples don't talk about their marriage,
That's not true.
and that's the hard part.
That's not true.
Happily married couples don't always talk about their marriage, but they need to be counsel to other people, but they usually won't do it.
I have so many friends that is happily married. I have friends that married after 3 months, 6 months, and they've been married
But
for
will
like
they do
20,
a show,
30
Carmen? We
years.
gotta get a show together.
Yeah, we have to because, and that's what I was telling Rico. I've been saying this for months. I really want to put out there more vibes when it comes to healthy relationships. I don't want to
Yes.
talk about the toxic stuff so much because we have to change our culture. We have to change our community. We have to change our mindset, and I
Absolutely.
don't think we should allow the devil to get, and I'm just saying the devil, to get to the place where we allow him to win when it comes to how we see relationships and stuff like that. I have so
Yeah.
many friends that love their husband and their wives. They've never stepped out, and they doing a dang on thing. I think that if we show that more, then more people will
hmm
step up to the table and say, let me get my household in order. One thing, Alicia and Vic, happy anniversary to you guys. I
Yes.
thank God for me being able to meet them. And I think it's strategic that God is placing healthy relationships around me because he's preparing me for my healthy relationship. And I love how they love each other out loud. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
exactly
And that's
agreed.
what we need to see more African American relationships or just relationships, period, loving each
Yeah.
other out loud. And saying
And it's
that,
not to say, I think we misconstrue it. We look at stuff and think nobody ever has a bad day. It's not that.
yeah,
You can feel kind of like, ugh, like, okay, you get them on our, that's normal.
Yep,
But to
yep.
disrespect each other is a whole different level.
yeah,
When you get to the disrespectful parts, when you're calling each other out each other's names, things like that, if you ever got to get to that level, then it's a different problem. It's something else that was bothering you.
yeah, yeah.
So you have to be willing to look at
That's
all of that,
unacceptable.
accept it, and move, and just be like, okay, you wasn't the one for me, I wasn't the one for you. But that's where dating comes in. That's why you date. But we're dating incorrectly.
You got
And that's
6
on
months
both
to a
parties.
year, and if you don't know if you want me by the end,
Yep.
baby, I'm going to the next person.
Yeah, and you're dating incorrectly. Like you're doing too much. Yeah, the chemistry can be there in different situations, but when you're not having sex and you don't get along, then guess what? The sex is probably what was helping you get along.
Yeah. That's why it's important that married people continue to have sex, because sex
Correct.
will bring you close. You know, you're not thinking about the fight y'all had the hour before.
That only
being
lasted so
intimate.
long, though, Carmen. Oh, that's what you said that I said we agree to disagree on.
If I'm having sex
Because
with you,
you
that
sound so much
argument,
like me.
that argument that we had, I'm not thinking about that argument. Now, once we have sex, you know, it breaks the fallow ground for us to have a conversation, you know, because
Mm-mm.
when we're having sex, we are connecting to
No.
each other. Absolutely, yes. When we're having sex,
Absolutely no.
we're connecting to each other, and we're realizing, you know, I really do like this person, love this person. I may not like her at this point, but I really love her, and I have to find a way, you know, for us to get back.
But
You
Carmen,
know-
you leaving out one aspect of that. All men are not like that either. You say some men they don't want to just have sex when they mad at you. Their body is not even gonna react to you.
That's why
If
I
they
say
mad.
communication is important. We have to continue to talk so that we don't get to that point where, you know, we're manipulative and we're holding sex because you mad and I'm mad and we mad.
Yeah, I agree with that. Don't be
Oh, that's
manipulative about it.
crazy.
Yeah, don't do that.
Can I ask both of y'all?
Now
a
we agree on
question?
that.
Sure.
Do y'all feel it's possible to be in a relationship without having an argument with somebody?
I do.
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
Because that's one of the things.
do.
It's a choice. A lot of us,
Yeah.
we it's a conscious decision. We have to learn how to be able to rise above our emotions into a higher level of thinking.
I have not
Correct.
had a argument with anybody that I have dated past my 20s. Period.
Once you
Well, praise
start
the Lord.
arguing,
Period.
once you start arguing, you start saying
You
different
start losing
stuff
respect for each other.
to each other. And
Exactly.
it's like it's gonna get out of pocket.
Yeah.
If y'all really care about each other like that, as adults, we need to make those changes.
If I don't care about you and I'm dating you at the time,
Right. It's a human being.
I feel
Right.
like as an adult, we need to have adult conversations. And that comes
Correct.
with respect and it comes with honor. I don't care who you are. I'm not finna go tit for tat with you. You know, my
Mhm.
thing is this. You can't tell me how I feel. You know, my feelings are my feelings. I should be able to share that. And I also feel like whether we're in relationship or we are friends, I feel like my feelings matter. And if I tell you
Correct.
you're doing something that, you know, I don't agree with, I need you to stop. I need you to change, or I need you to make an effort to change. And I feel like if it continues, I feel like you don't respect how I feel. And now I need to make a decision. I don't wait
Yeah.
for people to make a decision for my life.
It depends on what that is, Carmen. That's like a wide variety of
No,
things that can go on.
I'm not
So,
waiting for nobody to make a
eh.
decision for my life.
Yeah.
I'm not,
We
you
gon'
know, and I
we
like,
gon' we got you get married
like,
this next
Rhea,
year.
So Rhea, like this, I really believe this. Like if I'm in a relationship with a person or whatever, I'm not allowing no man to put me in a place where let's just see where this go. I want to
Yes.
date a man that's intentional. I want to
Correct.
date a man that knows that he wants to be married and that he wants a healthy marriage. I'm not dating you for a year and then I say, "Hey, babe, what we doing?" Well, let's just see where it go. Then guess what?
Let's just have
I
fun.
need
They
to
still
make a
make people like
decision
that.
for me.
Yeah. We agree on that.
Okay.
And moving we agree on that. I'm just for me right now, the stage that I am, I'm not even looking at dating. I don't want to date nobody.
Okay.
And I'm not blocking God's blessings from me. I'm just like, I got too much stuff going on. And when I'm a firm believer, when you're in a relationship, you should be able to cater to your spouse. I don't have nothing for you. So that's not fair to a man, especially if I care about a man. Like even I can't even get to care about somebody. My life is too hectic right now.
Mhm.
So you don't bring that chaos. When you're chaotic, you can't bring that to somebody else.
Absolutely.
And you got to catch 22s with that because life is life. So life can get chaotic when you're in a relationship or not in a relationship. So God is teaching me how to trust again and to, just be open. But right now, God is saying, focus on me, daughter.
Are you?
That's
I
a
need to
conscious
focus on me.
decision.
And
That's
that
a
is.
conscious decision that's good to make because
Yeah.
half of the people who on the internet crying about relationships,
Yeah.
they ain't even took a good look at their own life.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right.
I
And
agree.
and
Some people
I
be
have
on there
did
crying
a
all
lot of
day.
maturing.
and
And you
that's
know them in
Yeah.
real life, and you be looking at it like you see why they single
yeah,
or why they ain't got nobody. They on
yeah.
there crying and complaining.
Exactly.
And
You,
that's one of the next points I wanted to make. You have to know when
I'm
to
sorry.
ask
I'm just
for
on the
help.
phone line and turn
That's
to that
okay.
person that hold the
Yeah.
phone. Ain't nobody calling,
Well,
is it? No.
we appreciate you
we
for
knew it was
calling.
you when the phone rung anyway.
You know what?
We was waiting on that.
Congratulations on your nominations, Rico.
I don't even know about them.
You don't know about what your Oscar nominations?
Nah, I'm
We're
been on
talking about sexless
a whole bunch of other
relationships.
stuff. I don't even know about it.
So listen,
Oh my lord, I'm
um,
gonna leave that alone. All right, yes, sexless relationships.
so listen,
I'm
my
for them because you shouldn't be having sex before marriage anyway.
okay.
Doo-doo.
Thank you for that.
Bye.
Well, thank you for calling. We're gonna wrap this
You welcome, baby.
conversation up. I appreciate you so much. And wait,
All right,
wait,
love.
Rhea,
See you.
tell them
Huh?
where they can view you at.
Oh, on Monday, 6 p.m. Robert Real. You can view on Facebook or on YouTube.
We will see you on Mondays at 6 p.m. Robert
Monday,
Real,
6 p.m. You got it.
Facebook, YouTube. Y'all,
You
we
got
really
it.
want y'all to start subscribing to our YouTube now. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Okay, thank
I'm
you.
watching you on YouTube.
How are you? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
get it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank
You
you
better
so
check
much.
with Super Producer. Yes.
Thank you.
You welcome, baby. All right.
Bye bye.
See y'all.
So listen, this is what couples can do. I'm gonna start summing this up because we gotta go. Um, to make sure or to help you not be in a sexless relationship, you want to start spending quality time together. Try new ways to connect. You want to know when you need to ask for help. If issues persist in your relationship, consider talking to a counselor or a sex therapist. Don't just sit there and wait until the bottom drops before you want to repair something. I tell couples all the time, it's nothing wrong with continuously allowing someone to counsel you or make an agreement that once a year we are going to get together and we're going to go and talk to someone just to kind of get our footing for the year to come. So once a year you want to debrief, you want to get together because life happens. You know, we're so busy trying to make everything happen that we forget about our spouse. We forget about the person that we are in the relationship with. And we have to learn new ways to connect. Okay. Um, you want to make sure that you respect the individual's feelings and their boundaries. You know, respect their feelings and their boundaries. Always, always, I can't say this enough, always be kind and understanding about each other's comfort level. You know, I, I know that, you know, society show us all kind of stuff. And now when you come to the bedroom, you know, and your man, you didn't seen it because you watching porn or you didn't heard your boy or your girl talk about it, and now you want her swinging off the chandelier. You want to drop it like it's hot. You want listen. She old. She only can drop it like it's warm. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff. You know. Listen. Respect each other's comfort zone. If a person say I don't feel comfortable, you know, introduce stuff, you know, slowly, lightly. You know what I'm saying? Don't go watch, you know, Bad Bambi. I don't know if that's somebody or not. I'm just throwing out a name. Don't go watch Bad Bambi and now all of a sudden you want your girl to be like Bad Bambi. You know, is she taking it in three different places? The devil is a lie. I know, right? The devil is a lie. Respect their boundaries.
Well, time to
And
go.
then you're right, you know. And then focus on your overall happiness. You know, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Enjoy your companionship, share interests and emotional support. If your spouse is really excited about something, you get excited about that. If your spouse, you know, want to venture off into something, find out what you can do to assist. You want to enjoy each other. You know, find things that you both like together. Get out and enjoy life. Go to some comedy clubs, go to some concerts, go on some walks, go by the water. You know, have some time away from the children and the family. And most importantly, before I leave, I want to tell you, keep people out your business. Because a lot of times we so mad and we just want to vent, especially to women. We want to vent. We want to just get it off our chest, and we venting to the wrong person. We venting to somebody who are not happy that you're in a relationship. We're venting to somebody who want to sabotage what you have. You have to stop venting to people outside your relationship because you didn't got over it, but they haven't. Okay? That is a nugget for you. Let's reconnect. Let's build our families. Let's get our households back in order so that we won't be walking around here in a sexless relationship. I'm about what God says. So if you are not married, we ask you to stay out the bed. And if you are married, my suggestion, my prayer, my thought for you is it's your duty to give up the booty. I will see you back at the table next Saturday.
All right, tell them one more time about the casino situation.
Oh, and don't forget, we need you to sign up. We need to fill this bus up. We need you to come and go to wherever we going, to play some slots. And if you don't want to play no slots, then, come out anyway. Look, it's so much stuff offered. It's only $65. You will receive a $20 casino game credit. So that means you come in on top already. You come with $20. You get a $5 food credit so you can eat. It's gonna be snacks and to purchase. I'm over that. So all that money will be going towards my scholarships. Wait a minute, I was still reading it.
It's a delay.
Oh,
Like it's already on here. You
So-
can't see it.
the snacks, you'll be able to purchase stuff. That money will go towards scholarships. And we're going to have raffles and prizes. We are leaving at 9 a.m. and we are returning back at 8 p.m. We are leaving from the Walmart Supercenter on Plymouth. Please join us in a fun-filled day trip to Firekeepers Casino. A lot of y'all know y'all grandmas and auntie and them like to play them slots. Give them this information. Just screenshot it and send a text to them. Tell them to put my name on it, okay? So that we'll know who brought who. Now, most of us are responsible for bringing 5 people. Can I get 5 people to come with me? Okay? So that my quota will be, So at the end of the day, one more thing. Single people, stay out of the bed. Married people, it's your duty to give up the booty. Again, I will see you next Saturday at the table. I love you. I love you so much. And we're just praying for relationships in general. We're praying that the hand of God will cover each and every one of us, that, God will bring the husbands back home, the fathers back home, that God will take the women out of these strip clubs. No, I'm just playing. But no, I'm not playing. That God will bring the woman's focus back to her household to nurture what's going on inside her household. Again,